We're outside Transport House down here at Ford Street in Douglas. Shortly we'll be talking with Ian McCluskey about how his events have gone today with government. But with me is Billy, who's been on the media circuit over the last few days about the buses. And of course the news broke at the weekend that all the bus drivers are now having their contracts terminated. Your views?
My views, I did not expect it to happen so soon. But when the letter dropped through my door, despite what your perceptions are, it's a horrible sinking feeling. I don't think it's a way to treat other human beings, and what I would like to stress to you is that we did not cease negotiations. DCCL ended negotiations. We are and remain open to talking about this, getting down round the table and trying to get something sorted, because there's not a bus driver in our branch that wants to go on strike. We're a public service, we serve the public, and we do not want to take industrial action.
You see, obviously you've seen my Mr. Kajin interview, which was a very frank one, I thought, and I was waiting to hear from you guys much earlier with a response. I mean, he's basically said, go on strike, we will still run the buses.
He has indeed, and as far as his contingency plans are concerned, I have no idea what he's got planned, but we will, unless something dramatic happens in the next week or so, we will stay within the statute books. We have to, at all costs, remain lawful. But at this moment in time, I have to be honest with you and say I've no doubt we'll be giving 7 days' notice to ballot our members for industrial action. The
union has said already that they don't feel the public are on your side. Is that a hard pill to swallow?
My experience, and I'm only talking about my experience driving a bus, I have not had a single derogatory comment, not one, and that's the God's honest truth. I've had several comments about they hope it's not going to go on strike, but they see where we're standing.
But the perception is, and again, Mr. Kajim, I thought it's 35. He said it's more like 40-odd thousand pounds as a sort of average salary. I mean, these sort of times, people, that's maybe why you haven't got the support, isn't it?
Our basic pensionable pay is less than £25,000. If you wish to earn that sort of money, I'm not disputing it's available, but you want to spend your life in a bus and not see your family and spend very little at time home, or relax and do the enjoyable things in life, then you can do that. And I have no axe to grind with those that do. If you want to work 24/7, earn your money, that's great. If you want a life outside of work, that money will not be available. And I stress, less than 25,000 of that is pensionable.
You had only one person that wanted to accept the no meal breaks and the other compromise. Were you surprised that it was such a solid vote against any of these so far proposals?
Yes, to be perfectly honest, but what I would say is the one guy that voted against that is absolutely his democratic right. He's entitled to that view. Did I expect it to be so comprehensive? No, I did not.
Are you prepared, do you think, eventually that this is just a bit of huffing and puffing, that you will have to go back to negotiating that meal break to start with?
We do not dispute for a second. We never have disputed that cuts have to be made. But when you're sat across a table from a guy earning 80k, a guy earning 70k and a guy in a six-figure salary, and you make the daring, bold suggestion that they take a cut, and they look you straight in the eyes and tell you they're not taking a cut, and in actual fact the 80k that they get paid is actually low for the responsibilities they have. The arch hypocrisy, quite frankly, stuns me almost to being speechless.
Well, obviously the management will be watching this back, looking for a sign that you are ready to go back and negotiate, or maybe capitulate, depending on how you view it. What do you say to that?
I say to them I'm willing to get round the table, and I also repeat what I've said, that we did not cease the negotiations, they did. I'm happy to get round the table and talk sense. We know cuts have to be made. We live in austere times. The global economy is in trouble, and that affects us.
I mean, as it stands, you'll be out of a job because you've had your contracts terminated. The bus will therefore stop, the bus system will stop, and some sort of standby system, which Mr. Kajin has mooted, will come into effect.
Indeed, it depends what our members want to do. We will go to a ballot, we'll see how strong we feel about this, and I have to say, given the last two ballots, it would be a monumental capitulation if we were now to turn around. But what I would stress is that we are happy to get round the table, continue to talk. We understand cuts have to be made, but let's get round the table and save this nonsense for affecting the Manx public. Because at the end of the day, we're all civil servants and we serve the public, and that's what we as bus drivers want to continue to do.